look what we need Jerrica for. Like, think about all the things that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
In the topic that you say, yo, we need her. Think about what we need Jerrica for.
It's a pretty risque topic.
It is a little bit. It is a little bit.
Not really.
I mean, the fact that she blesses us, you know, ever so often with our presence.
On a
And
professional level?
yeah, right?
Yeah.
And for us to say, yo, when you come on the pod, like, make sure you got your stories about when guys fumbled and what they fumbled.
That's important, though.
Because she is the prize.
Yo, let me tell you something. I know she's got a lot of rhetoric over it. We're going to get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Welcome to another episode of the Need to Know podcast. Is what you need to know when you need to know on the Need to Know podcast. If you're listening, you will notice that the intro was a little bit smoother today.
Wait, I have to do it. Are we recording?
Devon's favorite thing.
In the name of Devvon Terrell, right?
And we're all like staring at the camera, and he'll be like, "Wait, we're recording? What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dev. Dev's not here today, but
Yeah.
you know, we got him in spirit and prayers. We're in his studio, so technically he's always with
He's
us.
here.
Yeah, we could never leave him, honestly.
No, nor would we want to.
Exactly.
And he has
Yeah.
cameras in this bitch, so he's watching us.
It's a lot of cameras.
He probably watched
Dev's
it
a
on the
freaky
phone.
man.
Oh my goodness.
Nah, I don't like. Nah.
Like
Right away?
he got a lot of cameras like that just be watching us all the time.
You
That's
can't
a little
expose
crazy.
my man when he not here. I don't like that.
I can't, but I would say it to his face, and y'all know that.
Okay.
He does too. Shout out to Dev, man. We love you. We miss you. And we'll see you soon, brother. But yeah, welcome to the Need to Know podcast. If you are new to the show, make sure you comment, like, subscribe. I feel like we don't really do a good job of doing that. So while we remember, make sure you guys go ahead and do that. You can also check us out on Patreon. I do want to give us a moment to breathe and just discuss our most recent Patreon. And now I read a lot of the comments. If you go on Apple too, please make sure y'all comment on Apple. But if you go on Apple, there was somebody who complained about us. Ooh.
We love complaints, though.
Recently?
That
don't
was a
know
few
about
months
you.
ago. You know, I'll be reading everything. But they were mad that we like mentioned Patreon so much.
What?
So I don't know if y'all deadass. They was like, "Oh my god, you always," and I was like, "Bro, if
We
you
gotta
don't
make this money somehow.
Wait, what? I thought it was something more salacious.
nah, bro, they was mad." But
Ooh, good word.
Thank
feel
you.
left out.
Vocab here.
I want to give us room to just breathe on our last Patreon episode.
Yeah.
And Dev is not here, but I would give him like the MVP trophy. Y'all would be like co-MVPs.
For sure. Nah, he had 10 more points to me.
He had 10 more.
Yeah, he had 10 more points to me. Yeah, we kind of got into the dealings with our fathers, right? So it was a different episode, and you know when we put those out, I'm always I'm not gonna say I'm on the fence, but I'm always interested to see how it lands. So I was delighted to see that people related to where we were coming from, and they was there for us through the comments, like
Yeah.
real for real, man.
We had a few people on the pod cry. Ooh.
Not me though.
I don't know.
And not me though. So who's left? No, I'm kidding.
Y'all be safe.
Usually I'll be the one that's crying, but it wasn't.
You haven't cried on the pod yet, and
You
I'm
know-
offended.
You know, I'm not like when I was growing up until like early 20s, I was not much of a crier. I've always been in touch with my emotions, but I wasn't much of a crier. But once I hit 25, I cry for everything now. Let me know if any ladies relate. Something changed. I cry like every week now for something. But on the pod, I don't know why I haven't cried yet.
That's
I
a
don't know.
metaphor in adulthood. She says she
Is it really?
she ain't start crying until she hit 25.
It was really like it's crazy. I'm a crybaby now. But
Crazy.
yeah.
You know, mad traumatic shit has happened in your life, yo.
And then it just like comes
25,
out.
She said, "Nah,
Yeah.
that's when I'm crying."
So what we got to do to get you to cry though?
I don't know.
Like,
Savon,
Am I
we're
not good
trying
enough?
to get
I
ready to
don't
cry.
know. No, I cry for happy things too. I cry for a lot of happy things, sentimental things.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm
We ain't-
surprised I have not cried. I really am.
we haven't made her happy enough or sad enough, and I don't
Pretty,
like that.
pretty much. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't like that.
That's
for
why
me.
you offended?
Yeah, facts.
You're a funny guy.
But yeah, man, make sure y'all go check out the Patreon episodes. We got a
Yeah,
ton of
yeah.
content over there too. I know a lot of people. The podcast world is changing, and
Yes, it is.
I feel like as somebody who's kind of been in the game for a little bit and just podcasting on all levels, right, from hosting to producing to managing, whatever, the landscape is changing, and so we realize that y'all need more content. And so we do offer a ton more content over on Patreon. So if you're interested, check out the link below.
Yeah.
Come fuck with us over there. If you're having a tough month and you can't pay for it, I've never said this out loud to anybody,
What you
but
about
yo,
to say?
hit me up, dog.
Nah.
Hey.
He gonna sponsor you.
Nah, for real.
Look at Jerrica.
Just-
no,
but-
that's what we're not gonna do.
only for 1 month.
Nah,
Only for one
I
month.
could do $12.99 for one person.
Yeah,
Like a single mother?
I can too.
Y'all making promises.
I could bless a single mom.
For 1 month, like I could do that.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that.
Only the single moms getting blessed, right?
Yeah, the single niggas, y'all gotta go figure that out.
Yo, somebody once said that on our Need to Know Awards, you know, like the ending comment section. Somebody asked us, like, yo, can you bless me for like 1 month? But we can't because that shit was anonymous, so if you really want that, shoot your shot.
It's a good point.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Now you hit my DM, you never know.
Yeah, hit A's DM for real.
Nah, hit
his
Savon
DM,
shit,
yes.
matter of
Nah,
fact.
hit his DM for all things. Like you HR,
For
right?
everything.
Huh?
You HR?
Actually, yes, I am HR. So yes. Yes, hit me.
Single mothers included.
Any concerns?
Especially single mothers, but you know,
Oh my God.
a brief respectful message before. All right, let's proceed.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. This is gonna be a fucked up transition. But speaking of single mothers, the year of divorce is here.
Oh my goodness.
Nah, for real.
Nah, it's here.
I ain't make up the rules.
Nah, it's on sale.
It's on sale, man. I don't know if y'all have been keeping up with the news cycle, but it seems that this week, and honestly, before we even get into like divorce, let me tell y'all about me and this Gatorade shit.
You in Gatorade?
Wait,
This
what?
retrograde, Mercury, retrograde,
shit.
whatever.
Yo,
Bro,
honestly, I know,
We should talk about
you know, I like astrology, and like Mercury retrograde is a time period where, you know, shit is fucked up and stuff. And usually I'm just like, okay, that's cool. I believe in astrology and all that, but in terms of blaming things on Mercury retrograde, I don't really like do that. I'm just like, cause you know, shit is whatever. But this one specifically, I don't know what the fuck happened. So yeah, please go. I don't know what the hell happened this retrograde. Like,
As our in-house astrologer,
yes, that's me.
please break it down for us. Why are these times so tumultuous? Y'all see my
Because-
vocab today. Don't play.
Mercury retrograde is when certain planets appear to be going, you know, backwards and, you know, fucking up a lot of shit. And so that's when you're going to see things from like your past coming back, like things fucking up, communication specifically, because Mercury rules communication. So if you don't believe in this, I know it sounds stupid, but that's why people are kind of like blaming things on retrograde or like things happening. And I usually don't, but
So
something was different
this time, right?
these last few months.
'Cause I'm
Is
with
that what
you.
you're about to say, Savon?
yeah,
Because
so, like it
something
hit me, bro.
something was off.
hit me.
Like I don't think maybe it's not retrograde, but some shit went down last month in terms of
I lost.
life.
I lost like. Let me not even say.
Someone's like, I lost everything.
Hold up. Let me-
Wait,
Remember your words.
Yeah, let me take this back. But nah, I just felt it heavy. Like, so I've never been the person to believe in the retrograde Gatorade shit.
Me as
right?
well.
I've never
Me
been
as
that
well.
guy. Like,
I had an ex that jaded me because of that shit.
you feel me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Like,
Because it looks like people were just using it as a
as an excuse.
As an
and stuff,
excuse.
yeah.
Yeah.
it's like, bro, if you want to quit your job, don't blame it on the planets. Like, if you're not happy with me, like, if you don't want to be my man no more, bro, just tell me, like, yo, fam, we gonna go our separate ways. Don't blame it on Pluto,
But
nigga,
you know
or
what?
Mercury.
Yeah, because, you know, to Reggie's, what she was just telling us. So basically, because Mars is going backwards, people start getting weird on me.
Or is it
If
Venus?
that's what you took from it, that's fine.
I'm
not going-
No, I like this because I was one of those people that, you know, I wasn't so open to it. These days, I think that the Mercury Gatorade, I ain't gonna lie to you, Reg. I think it's something here.
Yeah, I feel,
Yeah,
and normally, like, I don't like to take real life and compare it to like what's happening in the news circuit.
Right.
But I've also seen it like in my personal life too. Like, it's affected, and let me not blame it strictly on this, but I see a lot of breakups. You know, a lot of talk about divorce, all these things. I see it in real time.
Yeah.
Like, I see a lot of best friends not really talking anymore, and I'm that guy. Like, so, fellas, ladies, yeah,
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
it's a thing.
lot of
Yeah,
that.
a lot of people have vented to me about that
And-
type of shit.
And the last few weeks, when I just asked people, yo, how are you doing? How's everything?
Yeah, everyone's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I get the same response. Oh man, life been kicking my ass.
Maybe
boy.
we don't have to blame on the retrograde, but just something in the energy this last season was
Energy.
crazy. Like, I don't know.
Something we can
Everyone's
overcome.
going
It's
through
the-
it, basically.
It's the changeover of the world.
Pierre, what the fuck you talking about over there? Pierre, what the fuck are you
Because
talking
look, around this time,
Yeah.
usually
Uh-huh.
every year,
Mm.
things change.
Uh-huh.
Wait,
evolution.
I thought you were making fun
nigga
of
said
people when
evolution.
you said that.
No.
Oh, I
Like,
thought
it's literally,
okay, because when he's saying
like-
that, I thought you were making fun of people who like astrology and shit. But you really like something's changing in the world right now.
like, we all learn in school
There you go,
that
look, seasons. Look.
you got the summer solstice, you got
Oh.
the autumnal solstice.
Oh, hold on.
Nah, I ain't
Don't-
no way. Hold on.
Okay,
Hold on.
okay. I like this. I like this. Keep going. I like this.
It's just it's regular math.
That's not
Things
math. I ain't learned that.
This ain't regular.
No,
It's just math,
it's-
guys.
It's
science. It's science.
Things change. It's science.
You was
Like
in
math in the sense of like things change.
He was in
one and
honors.
one is two.
Yeah, you was in honors.
That nigga was an honor.
You was in the advanced classes.
I just know a lot of random stuff, and I'm
Okay.
smart.
I ain't mad at that.
Nah, because
Period.
all I knew was summer solstice for real. You said some other shit. I said, I never heard of that one.
It's basically autumn, summer, spring, and winter. They all have solstices.
Right. So energy is attached to each of the seasons.
In,
I just said
in the
that. I
world.
don't know.
Yeah, because so Pete, you know how Savon, you looking at me kind of.
Nah, my fault, bro.
Look, the Earth is tilted in a certain way.
on the x axis,
how do
right?
you- okay, yes,
on
yes,
the
yes.
x axis, and then
On the
that shit meet the
X-axis.
y, and then sometimes you just fall in the p.
So now around this, what?
And his name is P.
You feel me?
Because I keep it Pete.
You feel me? Keep that thing on.
No, but basically the top axis of the Earth
Yes.
is tilted away from the sun
Okay.
around this year, or it's heading towards the away from the sun.
Mm.
So while we're rotating away from the sun versus.
Nah, don't
we're
laugh. I'm with
closer to
him.
the sun.
I'm with
Okay.
him.
Yes,
I'm
that is
gonna try to
like.
put a diagram of this whole thing on the video.
No, okay.
Because Savon looking at me like
Nah,
I'm talking
you
Wait,
know
no,
what?
no, hold on. Okay, well, Pierre, so you believe in that, and how do you think that's like affecting what? Do you think it's like affecting us or anything?
No, it affects everything. You see,
Mhm.
prime example. You see the trees change colors.
Exactly, yeah.
But that's regional. The
No.
trees don't change colors everywhere in the
Well,
world.
weather changes
right,
everywhere.
exactly.
Right. And he's
But
saying
that's
if the
because-
world is changing, why wouldn't the people on the earth change
Yo,
as well?
that's basically what astrology is, though. It's like that, but in relation to like the universe. Like, so just shit like that affecting us, whether you believe it or not, like that's just basically what astrology is. So if you believe in that, then why is astrology so?
Nah, I think we
Not
all
believable,
some, nah,
like-
I think we all some stars. Like,
I feel like you're making fun of me.
Because look,
like
I'm kidding.
around now it's the draft.
The draft.
What?
You know what I mean?
The draft
New
is it.
beginnings. You know?
Nah, it's yeah.
The draft is
No?
coming. Cuffing season. You know, that's a thing.
Usually.
Cuffing season is on the horizon. The holidays is coming. You know, the
Yeah.
coquito. Get the coquito ready and the pumpkin spice. You know, depending on your culture, you go from coquito or pumpkin spice. I don't know. But you're right.
Get your culture on.
Yeah. I can't fuck with this.
And you Dominican?
I'm not Dominican. I'm not Dominican. But
Wait, Pierre, what's the Haitian coquito? Like it's the same. It's almost the same thing.
We call it
Funny.
Cremas. Yes, yes.
What
That
what
shit
y'all
is
call it?
cremas.
Oh, nah, I know about that shit. That should be hitting.
OD.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, Savon. What you
Yeah.
but nah, I was just
We was
just
getting
saying,
into divorce and shit, right?
I was agreeing. Like there, I think the first time I experienced retrograde, I was in like 6th grade. And I remember it vividly.
Explain.
Nah, cause listen to the science I did.
I'm
bro.
here.
Cause
All
I,
night.
He's just saying shit.
nah, dead ass. I'll be ahead of my time, but I really don't be realizing it until like we turn these mics on. So I remember every year for like 4 years straight, from 4th grade to 7th grade, I would experience heartbreak.
Nah, that was puberty.
That was just your life.
No,
That
but
was-
at the same, but listen,
not
it
Mercury
was
retrograde.
always now. I don't know if y'all remember. Like, I'm about to date myself a little bit, but we used to get 2 weeks off winter break. It wasn't always just 1 week. Now I feel like they shortened it
forgot
to
about
just
that.
1 week for kids,
I
right?
forgot about that. Actually, yeah.
When
I
we
used
were
to only get
younger,
1 week.
when I was a tad younger, and in middle school or whatever, it was you get 2 weeks off of winter break,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so from about 3rd grade to 7th grade, I had a different woman in my elementary classes break my heart during those 2 weeks.
Savon. That's just
And then, nah, for real, but when I got into junior high school, like 8th grade, I realized this shit and I started breaking the hearts.
Savon.
And I changed the retrograde.
No.
No, that's just your life because
No.
retrograde does not happen at the same time every year. So that was just you.
Oh,
Savon.
so I made that shit up.
Savon, you
Yes, you just you told a great story, but
Savon.
that shit ain't make no
you heard
sense.
him, Reggie? You went through puberty.
I was dead
Yeah.
ass.
The fuck is he
yeah.
talking about?
That's
this nigga
called
went
puberty.
through puberty.
I thought that was retrograde.
No, it wasn't no retrograde, bro. That
Retrograde
was
is not like a holiday once a year, every type of thing.
That shit ain't seasonal.
No, it's not. It changes every year.
the time of it changes each year because
The
that would
dates.
make sense though because of when the world is
Being tilted and shit, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm here with it.
Because every year, like this
Not
day,
Pierre's-
next year is not gonna fall on a Wednesday. What's today? The 5th?
Yeah, it's gonna be Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's
Oh,
today. It's
That's
today.
how it go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why that happens, but it just happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started realizing that when I was a kid because When I was younger, I just remembered one day. Now, hear me out, right?
He was like,
Hear me out, gangster, right? As a kid, I remember this one year, like my birthday was on a Monday. And that just stuck with me for some reason. So I'm like,
oh, so
damn,
you always.
I'm like, damn, I can't even do nothing. Like, what we doing? I gotta wait the whole week to turn up. You know, you young, you not really outside alive or nothing like that. So then the next year, it was Tuesday. And then from every year on in, I counted until it got back to Monday.
Until it got back
What?
to Monday.
Swear to God.
So 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say, imagine being
don't-
born on a leap year
Damn.
day.
Are you
leap
really?
day.
Are you really born?
Like you're only like 4 years old and you're like 28.
I think Ja Rule did that shit.
Oh, he was born.
Nah,
on
I
a leap
think
year?
Ja Rule was born on a leap year. That's why he began bullied.
Say more.
What?
Say more.
Nah, I'm so
That
serious.
was so random.
I'm
Wait,
dead.
what?
I really believe that.
Say
Like,
no.
somebody fact check me. Anybody listening, close your eyes right now, right?
If you are, if
Just
you're
a-
not driving,
It's February 29th, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Google that for me. I think February 29th, I think Ja Rule was born, and that's why he was always behind in the beefs.
save all.
He ain't really realized
That's the
when he was
logic in it?
losing traction. Not
Never-
for real.
Never broke it down like that.
That's a
for real,
fucked up
till
day
you
to be
just-
born, bro. You like born in dog years, backwards. Like
Nah,
this nigga's
because a
18.
new year, you gotta just pick a random date. Like, now this is my birthday now.
And you can
Damn.
flip flop if you want to be born on the 1st or the 28th.
That's
Yo, why
a
is
crazy.
February like
No,
that?
but like who? It's always 28 days, and to regulate shit, scientists were like, "Yo, let's just randomly add one more day every 4 years." Like, who decides this type of shit? And why were we all just like, "Okay, let's do it"?
Yeah, we
Like,
do that
fuck
with
it.
a lot.
Like, who decided this? Like daylight savings too.
No, literally, we do that with a lot here. I don't know what our issue is.
Aw.
Damn, say.
I think the next generation is gonna change that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
Because we're like,
Yeah.
what the
I
fuck?
agree. Because they're not
Yeah.
putting up for all the bullshit that's just been in agreement for however long.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna lie. Like our generation, we might be one of the softest, cause we ain't really make no change.
Wait, let's be clear. We're millennials, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Right.
you're saying Gen Z and Gen Alpha,
Mm-hmm.
the ones under
gonna
us,
shake shit
are
up?
gonna shake shit up. I want to be clear. Okay.
I think the
I
alpha
think
niggas
so.
might.
I
The
agree
alphas-
with you. I agree
I
with
think,
you.
yeah.
I don't really like how they just gave them
Because
alpha.
they be mad woke. Like the younger generations, like they really speak
Yeah.
out a lot more than I think we
Yeah.
do. We are outspoken too, but I think they're even more. Like they're young and making TikToks about this shit. Like
They either mad woke or mad stupid. Like it's no in between.
yeah, because they
with them.
believe whatever too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just gotta think
Yeah.
like they're born with this shit. Like the
Yeah.
bro, if I would have seen an
Spoiled.
iPad in 1996, I would have thought we was on a new planet, bro. Like, think about trying to explain GPS to somebody in the 80s.
No, trust me. I try to do that with with the people in my life all the time. All they old asses. Yep. Mhm.
Like, so I just feel like they're a little bit more assertive and they'll make some changes. But
They definitely will.
going back to cuffing season, retrograde, divorce, breakups, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tia Mowry, how you say her name? She's been in my life all my life, and I still can't pronounce her name.
Sister.
But Tia and Tamara, and I ain't talking about Tamara. She's getting a divorce.
That's a bar.
Thank
a little
you.
bit.
All right, I'll take it.
Wait, what'd you say? I was laughing because Alex was singing.
That's my shit.
Sing it again.
Sister, ow.
Sister,
Sister, and I got my own.
mind.
I got my own.
mind.
and
At
my
our own
own
time.
All right,
Now
you
everybody
wild.
see. Okay, sorry.
Y'all
And
did-
we have come to be.
Nah, y'all did
Whoa,
that.
we showing our age.
Y'all did that.
I used to
showing
watch
our
that
age.
every single morning before I
Yeah.
went to school.
Damn. Poor
Okay.
Tia.
Okay, I'm so sorry. We're
Nah,
talking
you
about
good.
them
I mean,
divorcing.
Now we gotta talk about something happy before we get into
I was
it.
about to say, let's celebrate that queen before we get into like the turmoil in her life. But she's going through a divorce. She's one of that was announced. Miguel and his wife, and I
Nazanin.
don't want to butcher her name.
How you say, Reggie?
Nazanin.
Okay.
She's Persian.
Okay. Nice.
Beautiful woman, beautiful couple, or
Mhm.
former couple. They announced that they're getting a divorce, and it's crazy because they tried to reconcile. They
Mhm.
filed for a divorce, or they announced they were getting a divorce earlier in the year, and then they came back,
Mhm.
and clearly something didn't work, and it got announced on the same day as 3 other divorces.
Yeah. That might be retrograde. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah,
3 in a day.
for sure. For sure.
And then, leading up to this, I always got to throw my guys in there, like the Regi stuff. That's retrograde for
The
him.
Neo stuff?
See, I ain't want to bring that one.
Nah.
Oh, sorry. I take it back. I know it's a little sore
I
spot.
was
Sorry.
gonna leave that one.
Nah, that's just Neo and Ray J.
Nah,
Not going. Not gonna lie to you on there.
I was just
Wasn't no Gatorade with them.
there wasn't.
Nah.
Well, Miguel, he going through it, and then my
Yeah.
guy, one of my other guys,
Yeah.
the
Ed
Great White
Sheeran?
Hope, not Ed Sheeran. He's
Yo.
another Great White Hope.
Hang on. Who call him that?
Tom Brady.
Who be calling him that?
Nah, that's what I call it, the Great White Hope.
That's a weird
Got
name.
Got it.
That ass, like you gotta strive to be that nigga sometimes.
Nah, but you ain't white.
I know, but I'm saying he is the White Hope, bro.
All right.
The White
Wait,
Hope.
is this like a thing or is that just what you call it?
Nah, I just made that up.
Oh my
I'm pretty
goodness.
sure I heard it somewhere else, and I just said it.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
But yeah, Tom Brady and his wife Giselle. I ain't even gonna fuck her last name up, but we just gonna call her Giselle because she's a supermodel, and we want to respect her craft, because she is worth a lot, $500 million to be exact.
Damn.
Amazing.
But yeah, it's funny.
Did we speak about my fault, P? What you about to say?
No. I was just saying collectively they're $500 million.
Collectively,
Yeah.
well, I think she's at 400. Her net worth,
Yeah.
What?
and I
think it
know
Damn.
net worth
it
can be tricky, right? Because
skewed.
that's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
your
yeah.
assets and what
Mhm.
you're worth. And you know, when we were younger, we used to think net worth was how much
With
they
how
had in
much
their
you're
bank.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But as you get older, you realize that is not the case. So anybody who's listening to us, your net worth is not how much you have; it is how much you are worth, and what you bring to the world
Still, that's
and to
fire,
the companies,
You think they just got a snapshot of everybody's bank account?
right?
That's what y'all think?
I mean, when you was younger, I definitely like you would type in, "Yo, what is this person's net worth?" and you
Yo.
would think they had that kind
And
of money.
honestly, we believe it because we Google it, like, Neo net worth, and whatever it says, we believe it, but it's like on fucking like celebritynetworth.com. And we're just like, okay, that's true. Like,
Yeah. Like, all
that,
right.
that should be lying. What y'all think your net worth is?
Huh?
If
Come
you
on,
had
we
to
can't
guess.
let the public know that.
Nah, what you think? If you had
No.
to like 60.
Say, why are you doing this?
I don't
Why are you
know.
doing
Nah, he's
this?
trying to
I
pull
don't
us
know.
broke for
No.
real.
Yeah, he wants you to say
Us.
his.
Yeah.
No, mine is like around whatever y'all's.
Nah, it's
Reggie,
in
don't
there.
do that.
not.
Reggie,
Nah,
don't
his
do
net-
that.
His net worth in there. It's in there.
We in the same ballpark.
It's in there. It's in there. It's in
We
there.
are all in the same ballpark.
It's in there. It's in there. It's in there.
And that's a fact.
Yeah.
But
If we all come together, we get a mansion.
together, yeah.
What? Don't do that.
Together we
That
be
sounds broke. We don't need 4 of us to afford one
fucking
mansion.
with you.
Don't do that to me. Come on.
She said that sounds
He's like, yeah, if we all
broke.
put our money together, we could buy a property.
Nah, chill. Nah, chill. Mind you, Devvon got a whole resort.
I know. Damn.
But yeah, Tom and Giselle.
Did we talk about on the main pod about the relationship between Tom Brady and Giselle? Did we touch on that at
Nah,
all?
No, we're
we
about
never-
it. Yeah.
That was
This is the
Patreon,
first
right?
time
Talk about
now.
it. Yeah. speak-
Okay.
Oh, we did?
Go for it.
All right. So yeah, if you guys are not familiar, we briefly spoke about this on Patreon. Tom Brady, as you all know, he won the Super Bowl last year. He's also been married for a long time. He's been in the NFL, Savon, what, 20 years?
22.
22 years. And I think he's 42.
43. 44.
Okay, with the
He just turned
fact
44.
checking.
He just
Okay.
turned
Get out of
44.
here. Get out of here.
He just turned 44.
Long story short, he's been playing for a long time. So what we were talking about on Patreon is recently Giselle had came out, which is his wife, and was discussing that, you know what? She didn't really want Tom to go play football this year. They just won a Super Bowl last year. He left the team in the Patriots, who he was with his longtime coach, and he finally kind of got that chip off his shoulder, right? Like, I was able to win on another team without him. I guess for her, she kind of was just gearing it in terms of, yo, I haven't had a real Thanksgiving in over 20 years. Holidays are not the same. And, you know, at the end of the day, football can be scary. So I think this is interesting to see that when the season had started a couple weeks ago, we weren't too sure on where they were in his relationship.
Well, also, real quick
Yeah.
before you get to it,
Yeah.
he actually retired at the end of last
important
year.
to note.
He announced his retirement, and then this is the tea. Oh,
You got the tea?
I got a little bit.
Okay,
of
not
tea.
the tea report.
A little
Okay.
bit of tea.
Lipton
The Great
over
White
there.
Hope, you heard?
Nah.
But nah,
Yeah, you better relax.
nah,
over
that's my guy. I
better
fuck with
relax
Tom
over
Brady. I'm a fit. But the tea was that he retired last year,
Yeah, that's true.
and then he unretired without speaking to her.
That's important.
That's a
Th-
big
these-
decision. I think they probably
I don't
talked
know
about
how
it. That's
true
a
it
huge
is.
decision.
I'm not trying to break any news. I read the same
We're gonna see this
fucking.
on the Shade Room tomorrow.
No, this is not me. But yeah, I've read
Yeah.
that he didn't really consult with her about returning to the field.
And I think
That's
that
crazy.
was Tom Brady's 5th Super Bowl ring. A 6th, maybe? Yeah. So it's this is a well accomplished guy,
Mm-hmm.
mind you. Like we've already discussed his wife's net worth.
Mm-hmm.
So she's also somebody that's highly sought after.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a very interesting place. Pierre, you had brought something up before we started recording about this in terms of dealing with your dreams, your family, and still trying to figure everything out. You remember what you said on that?
Yeah, I just posed a question.
What was that?
Basically, I was asking, is it ever too late or not too late? At what point do you stop chasing your dreams?
And I think you had asked that
Ooh,
because
this is a good conversation.
it is. This is a great
Mhm.
conversation because, one of the things, and again, everything's speculation, we take credible sources
Yeah.
and we kind of repurpose whatever they're saying, but we don't even know if what they're saying is accurate. But
Word.
from the reports, it's Brady and his wife or his wife Giselle is like, hey, call it quits. You have nothing left to prove. You're already the greatest. You have the most Super Bowl rings. You have all the records, the accolades. You can retire, be a dad,
Yeah.
take your kids to
They
school
got 3
and
kids together.
learn about us, like live with us. Like,
Yeah.
when is it time to say, hey, your aspirations are no longer for you. You fulfilled it and come over here and fuck with us.
But nobody else can tell you that. Like, I have
Even when you're
another
married?
I have another position on how Giselle may be feeling, but first, like, if she was the one to be like, hey, call it quits because you have nothing left to prove, like, you can't tell someone that. Only
yeah.
I will know. If I'm Tom Brady, only I will know that for myself. What if I want 10 rings? Like, that's my
Yeah.
dream, and no one else can tell me, like, hey, you've done enough. Like,
Right.
I won't believe it until I believe in myself. But in terms of, like, speaking from, like, a woman's perspective, and I obviously don't know what she's feeling because, my husband is not, like, the go
Tom
at
Brady.
that, football. Like, I don't know her position, but
Yeah.
we also, that actually is my point. Like, we don't know how she's feeling. Like, we don't know what it's like to not have a proper Thanksgiving in 20 years. So, I don't know. It's tricky because none of us will ever know what she's feeling unless we are Tom Brady's wife. And, like, we know, you know what I'm saying? Like, from that
Yeah.
perspective.
How you feel about that, eh?
It's tricky, right? Because see, the thing about relationships, before signing up for any sort of relationship, you gotta understand the compromise within it.
Mhm.
And that's something I learned in any facet, any relationship I've been in. But see, I'm kind of with Regi a little bit in terms of I never want to tell somebody when to be done with their dreams. I want them to actively be a part of their life while incorporating everything else. So now, again, I'm not his wife, so I don't really know what kind of factors he's made with his children, how he's made availability in terms of raising a household. I don't know. But if that's being affected, I could definitely understand where it's like, yo, dog, what else would you kind of want to accomplish? But at the same token, it's like, yo, don't tell me what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I got
like-
shit to do. And then you don't ever want it to get to a point where it's like, damn, I'm starting to resent my family. I'm starting to resent my family because I feel like I have to be here. I have to do certain things while these children are growing up. But I'm not too old. I still got some energy in me, and I know there's some things I want to do. So for me, per se, I would definitely, I can understand where Tom Brady is coming. Because when the kids leave the house, the kids going to leave the house.
Yeah.
And now you're dealt, and I think about this all the time, especially with older parents, right? Like, they live completely different lifestyles from when a child goes from a young child to an adult. So now, I never wanted to be a thing of, should you just wait until the kid moves, or as a parent, should you always feel alive? So maybe that's what it is for him.
Yeah, I feel like, it's rare that people get to like live out their childhood dreams. And one of the things people always say about sports is it's a kid's game. No matter how old you are,
Right.
no matter what it is, how much money you make, it's a child's game. It's a kid's game,
Yeah.
right? And
Because it's like physicality.
it's
of it.
physicality.
Yeah.
And again,
Athleticism.
there's people literally in school, in classes, working 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
And not to minimize anybody's job, from an athlete or to somebody who's like in academics.
Right.
But I think most people, especially athletes, would say like, look, I'm blessed to be able to play this at this level, get paid what I do, right? Like, you could argue that a heart surgeon is more valuable than an athlete. Right? I think anybody could.
Someone can make an argument
a
for that.
professor,
Sure.
or anybody
Sure.
of that caliber may be more important in the dynamic of society,
Sure.
right? To propel society.
I like that dynamic of society. Yeah.
Like, you could
'Cause you
argue
need
it,
entertainment. You can argue. It's
Right?
arguable. Yeah.
Arguable.
Yeah, you can argue it. Yeah.
but the compensation
Mm-hmm.
is nowhere near, right? So, and I'm gonna take. Let's not even go to the LeBron Jameses or the Tom Bradys. We could use like mid-level athletes who still are multimillionaires, but they necessarily aren't the greatest. They get compensated more than a person who may be teaching the youth, teaching the future.
Right.
I think that, when you have a chance to kind of do something and fulfill your life goal, you kind of go for it. Now, none of us have kids.
Yeah.
So we almost can't even have this conversation
Yeah.
completely because we don't have children to speak to. I don't know what it's like missing my kid's first day of school. I don't know what it's like to have a partner who misses my kid's first day of school. Like, so there's so many nuances in this
Nuances to it,
conversation
yeah.
that I can't really speak to, and I don't think any of us can speak to. But when you're the great white hope,
Savon.
you got to put on, nigga.
Savon.
You
Oh
got
my
to put
goodness
on.
gracious.
Bro, you got to put on for the fan.
Yo, Savon.
This also like another nuance of it is that Tom Brady is a man, and that this reminds me of Serena Williams because when she wrote her long essay about when she was retiring and why, it was the biggest reason was because she needed to focus on, having more kids and stuff like that. Like that was the main reason. She didn't like want to retire. So it's crazy that like women just have to like even make that. I think it's a little stronger for women, the whole when do you give up on your, not give up, when do you leave your profession like that to focus on family? I think it's a little bit different for women because that's also added in, like your body being the primary caregiver for the baby. So that just reminded me of that, and it's crazy. It's like a tough decision.
It's because it's like you gotta commit to family. The moment you say, all right, I want to start incorporating kids, a wife, and this is honestly why I don't have any kids, yo. I'm not married. I've realized the commitment at my young age of what it takes, and just me realizing and knowing, yo, I ain't ready for that right now.
Who's really selfish?
Who's really selfish between the two of them?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because if I'm him,
That's a good question. All right,
I'm him,
let's say what selfish means, though,
run
right?
it up.
The root of selfishness comes
I
from
don't
self, right?
know.
okay.
So between the two of them in this particular thing, it does sound like it's Brady.
Nah, don't do that.
It does. That's my
Don't do
man.
that.
Because
But
I mean,
don't
from
do
the
that.
outside looking in, it's him wanting to pursue his career longer, which I mean, I don't think it's about the money because I
It can't
feel
be
like
about the
they would be
nah.
right.
Nah.
So, and then from her side, it seems like, oh no, she wants it for the family. But then also looking into it, like she probably has some selfish reasons as well. Like, oh, I want my husband to be around more. So it's both selfish elements of selfishness on both sides. But it's easier to say Brady's being more selfish.
And with the kids, like we don't know. Again, we don't have kids, so we don't know what it's like to take on a bunch of babysitters, or maybe how that even feels, right? Like, okay, my wife and me as a husband, we're busy a lot. So now we have to put our children into the care of babysitters, which is cool. It's needed. We appreciate them, At the end of the day, though, it's more like, okay, is this really how I want to shape it? And again, I'm not putting that on Tom Brady. I'm just thinking about a celebrity lifestyle. If you have two prominent people who are usually always busy, it can be hard to kind of garner those family moments on a more daily basis.
Yeah.
So
I think
things to think about.
the messed up thing about situations like this is that we always have to decide which party fumbled, right? Who fumbled the
was
situation.
Nah, be real.
And I think it
That was good, 'cause
allows me to
fumble,
reflect.
Be real.
It allows me to reflect, and I want to ask. And again, we got Pierre, we got Jerrica. I want to utilize them during this conversation too. But has there ever been a moment where you fumbled some coochie?
Be real.
And now
Look at
Be real.
this goes to the ladies too. Ladies, y'all
okay.
might have fumbled some peen. Know what I mean?
Or
I
vice
don't really
versa.
know.
Oh, he said peen on me.
You feel-
Or you was attempting to give somebody some play. You saw them act. You saw how they acted for a little second and was like, you just talked your way out of some coochie.
Who wants to start this off? Cause
Oh, you ready?
okay, so
Who wants to start it off? Me.
Nah, she about to tell you how y'all be talking
okay,
to yourselves
so
out of some coochie.
one
Look.
big thing, one big reoccurring thing amongst men and why they have fumbled, not just me, women, is inconsistency. If you hit up someone with the energy, like you're flirting with them, you're actively pursuing them, mostly on social media, you get their number, you text all the time, like, oh, when am I gonna see you? Like, clearly showing interest, and then you do nothing to actually put actions to your words. That is probably the biggest way that I have witnessed men fumbling women, because, and at this point, like, I'm proud of my friends because we'll notice it and be like, oh, I'm not giving him a chance anymore unless he puts actions to his words. Like, I would deal with men who are like flirting with me all the time, and like I would be interested in them. They're like good looking, cool, or whatever. But after I noticed, like, I was like, okay, how many times are you gonna ask me, like, when am I seeing you? Like, do something about it. So, and my current boyfriend, like, he asked me out, and then the next message he sent me was like the screenshot of a reservation. He was like, just come on the day. Like, that was an action. So he didn't fumble. So I would say for any men, if you are just kind of like leading this thing on, I would say that's a very common theme that I have seen.
You heard it,
Yo, Alex.
What happens?
Nah, because I wanted ladies to go first.
Now, I want the ladies to go first.
But before we got,
She looks ready to talk too.
I wish we had a camera on her just so y'all can see.
Yeah,
the
she's
excitement.
like, she's pacing and
Yeah, nah. Let me hear it.
A long list. I wrote it down.
She got a long
this is
list.
You got a
Jerrica,
whole
by the
list.
way.
Talking to Mike. Let me
This is
hear it.
Jerrica.
Yes.
Hey.
My biggest one is money bags. You got all the money. Absolutely not. If a nigga's telling me that, it's clip.
when he tries to flex his money.
No, when he's telling me I got all the money.
Oh,
I don't like that. Sorry.
when he says, "Oh, you got all the money, you rich." When
Money
he starts
bags? The you rich? Clip.
y'all should know
Fumble
that.
the
Really?
Tipping
Wow.
at dinner. If you don't tip, it's clip.
That's just a
that's
friend-
a good one.
That's a friend thing. So even if friends don't
That's
do
a
that,
good-
I'm
If you
like,
don't tip, that's whack.
period.
One time, okay, I got 2 instances.
No, go crazy.
Tell us, this is your
One-
time to
We
shine.
love this.
One time, I went to a dude house. He was like, "Can you come over?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem." I got there. His bed was in the living room. I said, "Oh, it's clip."
In the living. Nah, but you get it. It's the living room.
No.
He's like, nah, but you
He
get
was
it though,
living in
right?
there.
There was no headboard.
Living in there.
He was living in
No
there.
headboard.
But what you
Yeah.
mean a bed? Because like
No box spring.
it
He
wasn't
just had a like
No bed frame.
like a bed frame without a headboard.
just in
Oh, he
the,
just threw it on the floor right there.
No, it was like one of the
Like a
metal
bed frame.
box frame bed frames.
Okay.
That
Oh.
that was one.
all right.
Another time I went I went to a dude house and I swear to God I saw boogers on the wall.
These are very specific examples, Jerrica.
No.
Like,
You
they
fucked
look
with
like, you know,
cavemen?
those
You fucked the
boogers-
caveman in 2022?
First of all, I didn't fuck because I saw it.
Got it.
Jerrica, I'm so glad you
True.
just boxed your shit up and
That shit
before
is
you
crazy
even
to
did
me.
that.
Why
Yup.
do you have boogers on your wall?
No, yeah.
As a grown
That's
man.
crazy.
Why you sleep in the
What?
living room?
And then
As a
invite
grown
me
man.
here?
Disgusting.
That's the thing, yeah.
But I agree with you, Reggie. Though. The consistency thing is key. If I feel like a dude's not,
Like putting
keeping up,
actions to your word.
I'll just let it go.
Wait, I have
That's
another
fair.
one along the same lines of like
I like this.
your first
I like
impression.
this.
Your first impression of him. You know, seeing the bed in the living room. they both scooted at the same time.
We trying to
Let's
listen
hear
up.
it.
Let's take
So
some notes.
here's another theme. The first date. I guess this applies now even more that we're older. You know, a lot of us are in our mid-20s and stuff like that. The first date, if a man is asking you out, do not settle, lady. Well, actually, no. If you would like, if this is
Nah,
your
set
thing,
the precedent.
if this is your thing, this is fine. But in my opinion, like if the first date is like a walk in the park type of thing, or like let's just go out for like a cup of coffee. I don't think that's a date. I think that is like the bare minimum you could do for a first date, in my opinion. I know
I
you want to
agree.
get to know them and stuff.
Because it's the first date?
If you say date,
Yeah.
I don't think taking me for a walk in the park
It's
is a date.
You don't
It's
think
not
that's
about
a
the
date?
money either. It's just like that's just us hanging out.
But he could
That's
learn
just
you.
quality
He could
time.
learn you over that cup of Joe.
Yeah,
Because so don't call it a date then. Be like, hey, want to link up?
Hang out.
Call it a cup of
Yeah.
Joe? Just call it a cup of Joe. Cup of
Shout-
Joe and Link. Mm?
If you call it that, just be like, hey, let's hang out. Then that's fine. But if you say, hey, let me take you on a date, and
But
it's a walk
verbiage
date,
matters. Words
what I-
matter.
that's
So
all
if
I'm
I
saying.
say, hey,
That's
you
all
want to
I'm
hang out, you're gonna think I'm trying to like bro and sis you. I'm not trying to be your bro.
These are good points.
But if you want to
Sis.
hang out and take a walk in the park, then yes, that's just hanging out.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad.
I think that.
I've
That's
had
my
a date in the
opinion.
park before.
That's
So-
cute though. But was it
first
like,
date,
what did you
though?
do? Like,
Huh?
Was that the first date?
Yeah.
no, but did you do
And I
anything?
ain't broke. Fuck out of here.
No. But did you do
had to
anything
let us
for the
know that
date?
one.
Like, did you have food or anything like that? Like,
So
was it a thing?
We
Like,
had some ices,
And za.
some blankets.
He had some za.
Some za.
That's
was
that's
cool.
the advantage that people that smoke weed have.
it's bad.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't
That's
know.
a cheat code.
It's such an
As
advantage.
somebody who used to be able to smoke, like that's a cheat code.
Yeah,
I
it is.
understand.
It is.
The za makes it a date.
I think that's
No, it
hanging
does
out.
It really does.
No,
Yo,
it's not.
But I'm not. If there was some smokers in the room, they would feel differently. But you should definitely take women on good dates.
Like,
Let's be very clear. Like, I want to be
Yeah.
mad
And I'm sure
clear.
Alex does.
Yeah,
But
no,
I don't know. Like,
for
I
sure.
feel like inviting, this is not what you did,
Yeah.
but inviting someone over to smoke, I feel like that's hanging out. That's not a date. Like,
I feel that though. That does sound more
when
like
we were
hanging
younger,
out,
that was
exciting.
when we were younger, that was definitely a date. Like,
Okay.
come over with Netflix and stuff. That was definitely a
Yeah.
standard of our date. But I feel like now that we're older,
Changed
if you're
by
gonna
age.
say you're taking a woman out on a date,
You
there's
should
certain
do
things
it,
that
yeah,
come
yeah.
with that.
I
I'm
know.
not mad at that. So y'all spoke about the times that the fellas have fumbled. I'm curious to know when y'all have fumbled. Because it gotta go both ways.
Oh, it never happened to y'all, right?
So before Alex and I get into like, our experiences, ladies, I would love to know, like,
Never y'all,
has there
right?
ever been a time where you fumbled and what did you do?
I'm sure they're having. I'm trying to think right now. I'm not trying to hide shit. I'm trying to think.
I think it hard. Yeah.
Because for this topic, I only had those things prepared.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know.
She's
My
good.
research.
right.
She's good. I like her.
This is the accountability segment.
It would
Capital A.
be unaccountable if I said that never happened to me. I didn't even say that. I said it did happen to me. I'm just trying to think of
Okay.
specific
Okay.
examples.
She's been
now.
doing this
All
podcast
right?
thing a little bit.
Well, y'all think
good.
about it.
Yeah.
Alex, you ready to get into it?
Oh man. All right.
You ever fumble some coochie?
Have I ever fumbled some coochie?
Yeah.
I probably have. I ain't gonna lie. They won't tell me to my face though.
Okay, same. That's my
What?
answer.
Yeah. Nah.
Nah,
no
that's a
fu-
fact. I've
I
never
really
been told,
Nah,
but
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
like
pretty
you
sure I
fumbled
have.
this?
Yeah.
Oh, they did? Oh.
Pretty
And if
sure
they
I have.
did,
That sounds like something a girl would say though. Like, oh,
to
you
me,
fumbled
that's
me.
crazy.
Oh shit.
I'm not gonna
Never
front though.
mind.
If a girl was to tell me that though, I'll just go bag it right now, or attempt to.
Just to prove a point. That's Alex for you.
Yes, just to prove the point. Like, hold on, you said I was bugging. Hold on, let me
thought I was
consider
feeling
You thought I
you.
was feeling
You
you?
thought I was feeling you?
You thought I fumbled you?
You was the original. You thought I was feeling you?
That was me. You thought I was playing you? Hold
You
on.
thought Alex fumbled you? Okay, let's stop. Let's stop. We're annoying.
Let me spin that block one more again for real. But I will say that on the other side of that, how women have maybe fumbled some
Alex.
Some Alex.
Yes.
I ain't even gonna say some dick. That just sounds crazy.
I think you should.
I ain't even gonna
Bro,
say.
speak your truth,
I gotta
King.
speak my truth.
Speak your truth, man.
Telling me what to do
Oh,
every single
shit.
moment. You ain't gonna get none of this, Alex, for real. like you ever met a person where you kind of want things to? I hate this word flow too because we have weaponized it into nasty meanings. Like
What?
flow means stagnancy now, and it shouldn't.
Wait, what do you mean? Like go with the flow? That
Yes.
word?
When I say go with the flow, like in terms of dynamics, right? So if I want to do this X, Y, and Z for you, I naturally want to do them already. When I get a person just trying to tell me X, Y, and Z that I already want to do, it demotivates me
Yeah.
completely.
I feel you.
Every time.
Yeah, I'm
you
not
know what
mad
I'm
at
saying?
that.
So that was, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's probably number one on my list. What's another way? Nah, say, give me one. Give me one from you, and I'm gonna hop back in. Let me see.
See, I'm mad vague. Like,
No, Savon, you're bullshit.
no, for
Stop.
real. I'm not gonna say it. It's not that deep with me. Like, I need is very shallow shit that you will lose whatever opportunities we got.
You know, shallowness is not vague. It's
like, have your nails done.
okay.
You get like
Nah,
for real,
nah.
that's just
Well, that's fair because if a nigga try to touch me, his fingernails is dirty. I don't want that.
But hold on, say, because now let me go
But
with
you
the
could
women.
have clean hands, but not manicured hands.
that is true.
You throwing
But
something on
he's
the
saying
nails,
you
though?
have to have them manicured.
You gotta
Would I?
throw some on her nails.
I would.
No.
would.
If
You
you're
okay
gonna
with
tell
her
her about her
nails?
nails,
I mean,
you gotta.
if we're trying to get to know each other, no, I expect you to come, the way that you want to present your best self.
see what
What
you're
if-
But
what
if
she
we're
had
in a
clean-
situation,
What if she had nice hands, but they just weren't painted? You're like turned off?
I mean, you gotta have a real valid reason. Like, you gotta have to be a hand model, or like you gotta work with trash,
Say
or like
what?
acid or something.
Sanitation and shit.
Yeah, you gotta be in
Yeah.
sanitation if you ain't got nails, like paint
To
on your
each their
nails.
own.
Like, you can't
That's
just
crazy.
be walking around like. And again, it's a preference. I ain't knocking
That's true,
nobody,
that-
ladies.
yeah.
If you all natural and you don't believe in that shit,
But
go
you're just
for it.
referencing when, coochie.
But-
yeah.
like, you know, what's the equivalent for men when the coochie get dry?
When the dick
The
gets soft.
dick is soft.
Yeah.
All right, so then
for effect.
if you come looking like you got like fucking tree chips as nails,
I think both.
Oh,
I think
shit.
both genders could agree to that. Like, I think none of us want to see, like dirty ass hands.
nah, that's a fact. Like,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. Like for me, I'm very vague. I'm pretty vain when it comes to like how you fumble in these situations with me.
It's like little reasons, like
it's
little.
small things. Like you gotta just But I would rather like to talk about the times I fumbled.
Yeah,
I would
let me
much
hear
rather
it.
talk about like I know I fumbled.
How?
I know I have.
Give me
I
like
know I
two.
have.
Give me like two.
I talk about that one story all the time
Which one?
when I pull my wallet up, bro. I
When
don't
you-
even really want to talk about it again.
When you pulled your wallet.
Wait, I don't
pulled-
remember the story.
Y'all really gonna make me repeat
And she
this shit?
remember
I would
everything.
remember it. I would
Bro,
remember it. 'Cause-
I went out. It was years ago.
Mhm.
Everything
Eons,
eons ago.
decades.
You know, and I had pulled my wallet out, and in the wallet, you know, I went to go pay for whatever night we had, and the condom just fell on the
Oh
concrete.
yes.
And I was embarrassed, like, cause she just thought I was out here fucking. Like
That's
she,
not that bad.
but to me, that's embarrassing.
But everybody should keep
That's
like an
embarrassing.
emergency condom. Like,
But on the very first date,
But did you get some?
I did not.
Yeah, you fumbled the fuck out
I
of that.
fumbled,
Oh,
and I
That's
know,
not that
I know when I
bad.
fumbled. I
It's not
fumbled.
bad, but he fumbled.
I think she might have threw
Yeah.
me some if I had not
Do that.
looked like a
'Cause
horny
for
man.
that to be the reason that she doesn't sleep with you because she saw a condom, I don't think that's that bad.
Because you being
right?
safe.
Yeah, everybody has like an emergency. Isn't that a thing for men to have it in your wallet and
Yeah,
stuff?
That's like normal.
I'm not mad at that,
But
but
it dry up in there though.
it
You're
do.
not supposed to do that.
It do.
Yeah.
But like
She
I
just
said,
thought you was
years
eager.
ago, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Years
Yeah.
ago, everything years ago. But yeah, I know for a fact I fumbled.
Yeah.
Like I think men gotta
Oh, I got it.
accept and admit when they fumble.
But is it a fumble if you don't want to be there? like
What?
No,
like
it's
if I-
not. It's
like if I
not.
don't want to
It's
be in
not.
the game.
It's not.
Oh.
That's not a fumble.
Like if it's halftime and I just don't come back on the field.
That's like the difference between being fired and you resigning.
Thank you.
Right,
Is that
that's
fumble?
exactly
And I
it.
feel like, all right, so let me correct myself. Women will say I fumbled. You fumbled this. I didn't want to be there.
Then it's not a fumble. I agree with
Alright.
you. I agree with you.
All right. But you know what? Like, because when you're a very respectful person sometimes and you're not disrespectful and it does and it like ends amicably, people will just assume, like, hey, you just fumbled. It is nah. That game was finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, fellas, think about all the ways that you can fumble, how you have fumbled, and correct those mistakes. Because I think the only way that we can progress
Mhm.
is if we have these tough conversations.
I agree.
And
I
women,
agree.
ladies, like, y'all fumble too. I'm still waiting for the two ladies on the pod to
I'm
figure out how they
really
fumble.
thinking.
You get what I'm saying?
And
But
y'all been
they
thinking for a
mad
long time.
hard.
Okay.
Like,
Every time it's
and
time
me
to
and
say-
Alex already knew off the top of the
Yo.
dome. You know
Yo,
what I'm saying?
I don't care.
We knew.
Okay,
We
my
too
thing
nice
is,
to them.
my
Maybe we
thing
never
is-
told y'all. Maybe they never told y'all when y'all
My
fumbled.
thing is like I don't care about sitting on this pod and talking about a time that I messed something up. I don't care. It's just I can't think
can't
of.
think, yeah.
I swear, like God knows I'm telling the truth right now.
Yeah, I
I don't
just-
care. I fumbled, man, but I just can't think of a specific.
Accountability.
It's hard. I know it's
All right, I'm
hard.
done.
I know it's all right.
Come back.
Later.
No.
Come
It's
back.
okay. No, I believe Reggie.
I dead believe
believe
her.
I
For
believe
Jerrica,
I wouldn't lie about it.
nah.
Omitting the truth is not lying.
Nah, it's okay. What's up? Somebody told you you was too clingy? It's all right. You could tell us. It's a safe space.
I'm really trying to think of a moment where I fumbled the dick.
What's
for
up?
real.
What's up? What he told you?
come
You,
back.
you
Hold
yelled
up.
at him one day and he ain't like that? Come on, it be
That
reasons.
be happening.
Yeah, see, come on.
I'm a little bossy.
Oh, there you go. Come on. You might have got
I
called.
can see that. I can
I'm
see
a
that.
little bossy.
Might have been called a
Might
little
have been
bossy.
Too much.
Yeah, but you learned from it, right?
I'm a
No.
little bossy.
I'm still very bossy.
But then
And now at the point is who can handle it?
no,
you
that's
know?
what I was about to say. The right man will just be like that shit. Like,
What? Can we
Yes.
disband that? No.
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 I think though her perfect match will not mind that. Like
Exactly.
he'll, yeah.
So I'm about to get Jerrica right now because I've learned Jerrica over these months.
Uh-oh.
Jerrica
Uh-oh.
likes an assertive person.
100%.
Now,
Ooh, but
if
then-
you right, you leading me right there. So now, Jerrica, if you spend a lot of your time being bossy towards that dude, how can this male be assertive in the way and the right and how he wants to?
Well, to be fair, if there's a man that's assertive, I know how to submit when it comes to that person.
That's
if I
fair.
have a man that is
Okay, I was about
not
to say that, but
assertive, then I'm gonna eat him up.
That's
It's like,
That's
know.
fair.
So,
Can
I
we
mean,
pause that?
fair.
Pause
No,
what?
we can't pause
No,
that.
because she meant it like that.
Oh,
she
she
meant
meant-
it like
okay.
that.
Yeah, she literally meant like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can. All right.
She's like,
I get that.
yeah.
Because sometimes a lot of judgy people, just in general. I'm not just gonna put this on men and women. And it's like, all right, well, how's the other person supposed to
Yeah,
step
but
to the plate like that if you acting like that?
yeah, there was this guy I
Yeah.
was talking to, and he was very assertive. Like walked in the room, commanded the room, and I was like, cool.
I'm here.
And I could easily submit, but if it's not,
Then
you
if it's not
submissive,
that,
I'm a
You
real
go,
quick. I'm gonna eat you
got
up.
it.
Sorry.
Understood.
Unfortunately.
yo,
Understood.
That's because if
He
you
is.
could even be bossy to someone, then that means he's not even assertive enough.
Right.
Type shit.
Exactly.
Or he could just be like a really chill, nonchalant guy. I don't know. This is a
is
lot
that
of
true though?
what? I don't know. You talk about. I don't know. I like talking
I'm
about
literally
this.
just asking questions because I've met women who are very assertive and bossy that never submit. Like it kind of sounded like, oh no, it just depends on the type of dude. If it's not him, then it's never gonna happen. That's really who I was speaking to. But the moment you told me, like, if it's a particular person,
Like you know the difference.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Okay.
can submit if I can get the energy back from the dude.
I respect that.
Yeah.
In your
I like
most
that a lot.
in your most timid of voices, you good.
Yes. I can be a sweet girl.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this girl's
I
funny.
could be a nice little girl.
Really nice
did that.
sometimes.
I love that. I
Men love
that.
accountability, don't
Nah,
we?
right?
You know what? We do men take a lot of accountability. Can we get a yay?
Yay.
Yeah.
It's crazy because, like, I didn't even want to talk about how to lose an opportunity, or not even how to
Yeah.
turn me off, right?
Right,
That,
right.
Let's say that because
Yeah.
I'm not. I think men still don't even know how to say we're the prize.
Savon,
Deadass, bro.
what is going on here?
Nah,
What you
for
mean? They
real.
just don't know how to voice it?
We don't. I don't even feel comfortable saying a woman has fumbled me, although it may have happened. Right?
I mean-
I can admit that it happened. Like, I know I'm me. Like, I know what I offer. I know what I bring to the table. So I
Yeah,
know,
but-
like, there has been a situation where the situation didn't work.
Yeah.
Not because of me. It was all because of her. So technically, that's a fumble.
Like she missed out on an opportunity to
Exact-
be with you. Like,
But I can't put it into words saying, "Oh, she fumbled me."
Well,
That's what I mean
why
by
not?
men don't really
You should.
because that's just not.
not? Like,
that's not what I. That's
I
not,
don't hear that and find that like offensive or anything.
That's not
like,
sexy. Like that's not manly. Like to me, like
Yeah.
you shouldn't go around saying, "Oh, shorty fumbled me." It's just like, yo, it didn't work out.
Like men are just supposed to
oh,
take
the
that.
verbiage.
Yeah, we just gotta eat that. Where I think for women, you kind of get praised for having guys fumble the opportunity to be with you
Yeah.
emotionally, physically,
when men lose something
spiritually.
and be like, "Oh, you lost that baddie."
You feel what I'm saying? But with a guy, it's like, it just
Yeah.
didn't work out.
Yeah.
And I don't even mind that double standard. I know there's a lot of double standards. And normally we don't do
life.
like the men versus women thing. And this is not really that per se.
Yeah,
but
nah.
I think with Tom Brady, Giselle, all this divorce and people, losing out, I know there's like alimony and prenups and,
Yo.
all of that shit that come with these breakups. So that's how we even got to like fumbling situations and people.
if I get married, I'm telling y'all right now, we figuring that out. Listen, man, if we gotta buy a whole nother house just for you to sit in there, while we figuring it the fuck out.
You heard what Jada said?
What she say?
Yeah,
Oh, nah, don't do that.
You heard what Jada Pinkett said?
In August, what she did in August?
Nah, she said, yo, you gonna be with this joke on that side of the house. I'm gonna be with that joke on the other side of the house, but we gonna be in the same house.
I'm
Damn.
with that because, oh man, all right, kids, marriage. There's just certain topics. I like to laugh a lot. I like to be comical. There are just certain topics that I really am very serious about, and especially in the respect of how they should be done. Marriage is definitely on that list for me. And if there's ever a time in my life where I feel like I want to sign up for one person for the rest of my life, I really have to figure
She
that out.
has to be the
It
one.
gotta work. Yeah,
It has to, because then now it jades you if you leave that person.
Yeah.
You can definitely remarry.
Now there's no leaving.
But it's like it's
That's
not.
it.
It's like, where are you
married.
going?
Where am I going?
Where am I going? After I treated you like this, where you going?
I don't know how I feel about this because
Divorce
it's like
is serious.
I believe that people just stay together and force it because they don't. I know that's not what you're saying, but people just stay in unhappy marriages because they don't believe in divorce.
Right.
And a lot of people have done that, especially in previous generations where they should have gotten a divorce and just co-parented.
And I agree with that.
And
Yeah.
and I know Alex,
Yeah.
I know that's not what you're saying. You said
Yeah.
you want to figure it out. And me being a child of like my parents have been together for like 30 years, and that's like all I know. So of course I believe in making it work. So I just see both sides. I see where some people do have to get divorced, but me, I know I'm gonna probably have to ride that shit to the end and work it out too. Yeah, I just saw my parents go through the worst of the worst and the best of the best and work it out. So that's what I believe, and they put in mad years. So
And it's not
I'm hoping that's gonna bleed onto me.
But back in the day, they ain't have Tinder.
Or IG. I just asked y'all last week, would y'all still be here if it was some social media? I'm telling
And
you, I know.
I'm not putting that on your parents. I'm saying in general.
Reggie would have been here.
You know,
She was playing.
Yeah, facts. She was gonna be here.
She was playing. She was gonna
They
be
didn't
here
have all
regardless.
these
Who's
options.
gonna be here?
But yeah, you look like you wanted to say something. You wanted to chime in.
Oh no,
Yeah.
just had a quick question.
Yeah.
Because you know it's 2022.
Okay.
Damn,
You laughing
man,
hard for the year.
2023.
He said 2022 must be funny as hell. Never heard of that joke.
I mean, y'all mentioned submission, and
I hear this nigga.
I'm trying to see.
Get your shit off.
I got a
He on his
question
Akon shit.
Get your shit off.
He on his Akon shit.
You don't got no camera on you. Get your shit off.
to ladies in the room and the ladies listening. Is that a thing?
What? Submit?
I'm talking about as a whole and in general.
I think the ladies in
Pierre?
the room do.
Speak specifically, please. Because Jerrica just enclosed with us that she does submit, right? So
And we know Reggie.
and we know
has the
Reggie's in a beautiful
capabilities.
relationship.
My
I'm trying to
boyfriend, my
get in
boyfriend
that
does
shit.
everything. He does everything. I don't even have a
Like
brain when he always like takes me places. Yeah, I definitely
Alright.
submit to my boyfriend.
So maybe this is just a question for the comments. If you a lady and you okay with submitting, we just trying to do a poll.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Let us know if it's still a thing.
Nah, we gonna send this in Patreon because I don't want to get my man jammed
No,
up.
that's a fact.
Let's talk. Let's switch gears a little bit.
Oh shit.
Let's talk about things that are acceptable, unacceptable. We talked about fumbling.
Yeah.
We talked about the divorces, the Bradys, all that shit. And this is something we don't really gotta talk about, but we gotta mention it. And that is Kanye West.
Just deep sighs every time we bring up his name.
I don't even know like what to say anymore.
Do
Just
we
deep-
ignore him?
Just deep sighs.
That's what I've been doing, but for the sake of the pod, we have to, acknowledge it because it was like something big that happened.
You want to
I
know
don't
why it's hard to ignore? Because essentially you're telling a specific sector to ignore Kanye because his messaging can speak to other destructive things. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, if you choose to ignore it, it's like, damn, am I playing into I agree with this message? And, or because, the whole thing on the internet is now, we need to leave Kanye West alone. He always does this, blase, blase. Though that may be true,
Okay.
his messaging can speak to other people.
Okay.
And not in the term of, oh, okay, we're just going to ignore it. In terms of, yo, I completely agree with what Kanye is saying. And I can potentially do things because of that. You see what I'm saying?
Do you think he knows what he's doing?
Kanye West knows exactly what he's doing.
So
Like 100%. If you had to ask me, Alex, absolutely. No question. And that's kind of what frustrates us so much, right? Because it's like when we see those clips of you saying George Bush doesn't like black people, that shit sticks with us.
He knew what he was doing at that time. Yeah.
He knew what he was doing at that time.
So even now, let me ask you this: do you think he knows what he's saying and like how polarizing he is?
Yes.
I think it's not a gimmick. It's just
There's no way he doesn't know what White Lives Matter means. Like, I think he knows.
And he said it.
Yeah.
He said he basically, for me to paraphrase, he said White Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter was essentially a joke and it's done now. He said something along those lines.
Yep.
So he knows what he's saying. It's just very destructive when you get into it because it's easy to say, yeah, don't listen to him, but some people is listening.
And the thing I always think of when he gets on the mic or does an interview, I'm just like,
Yes.
bro, why are you saying these things?
Listen, and especially with, all right, well, white people, and this is just a fact, the rate of their birth has been going down year by year, right? So with just knowing that in the back of your mind, this type of rhetoric could be very dangerous pertaining to who's listening or who's supporting that message. You feel me? Because some people might really feel like, damn, we about to be out of here. We need to get on some other shit. We need to be destructive. We need to harm other races, God forbid. So that's why with me, I do feel like it's important to kind of address it and touch it, just so all of us on this side just understand, like, all right.
Yeah, I
Come
think
on.
the whole Kanye thing, it's just getting old. It's
Definitely
I
old.
said that like we said that like mad antics ago. Like we said the same thing.
It's been
Right?
getting old, and it reminds me of, I forgot what interview I was watching. Oh, I know, Tony Ayo. I was watching
My
Tony
man.
Ayo. Facts.
It's my
I
man.
look- Yo, Tony Ayo, he's a prophet, by the way.
It's my Aries brother.
Yeah, shout out to Tony Ayo. But I was watching the interview that he did on Mav Hoffa's show. What's
was
the
a
name of
good
that
one,
shit
too.
again? I forgot the name of the fucking
My
show.
expert opinion.
Yes,
Very
my
good
expert
show. Y'all should go
opinion.
check that
Shout
out.
out to that word. I actually paid for the subscription just to get the full interviews. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
fire.
they
'Cause
be
he's doing
clipping
kind
me
of like
to death.
They doing like a Vlad thing?
They do the Vlad format
I
where they
was looking
clip
for the
it.
Caesar one. I'm like, where is it at? They
Yeah.
just kept dropping clips.
Yeah, they just
Good for
drop
him.
clips. So I support it. I put my money where my mouth was. So apologize for not even, remembering the name. But anyway, Mav Hoffa, they created a great show. And I remember I was watching Tony Ayo. And Yayo had mentioned how the game, it's time to sell albums.
Yeah.
So he's going to name drop.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
normally the game name drops regardless. Like every single song has at least a dozen, maybe 24 names.
4 dozen.
Maybe even 4 dozen of people he's just gonna name drop. But
Yeah.
this rollout in particular, he tried to diss like Eminem, right? He kept coming at Eminem and he was dissing him, he was challenging him, he was, oh, fuck this white boy. He even made a song mimicking Eminem's cadence, style, flow, talking about his daughter, talking about his record label, personal shit. Like, it was a whole bunch of shit that the game did that clearly didn't really equate to album sales.
Right.
And so for me, Tony Ayo was like, yo, it's old. It's a outdated way to gain or garner attention.
Absolutely.
Like the game, bro, this is not the old days where you could garner beef and use beef and fuel things by like dropping names and dissing people and disrespecting people.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? So the same thing applies to Kanye West. It doesn't work. And what it does is kind of tarnishes the legacy that you built.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks performative.
Absolutely.
And now what it's starting to do for me, and I don't know how it's affecting like the people that's listening or you guys, but what it does for me is I remember very, very, very vividly when he got on BET and he stood next to Mike Myers and he said, George Bush does not care about black people.
Exactly.
Now, remember how profound that was at that time because it was live, it was sudden, and that's what the country felt at that time
Mm-hmm.
with Hurricane Katrina, New Orleans. Like, we really felt like, yo, we're being abandoned. The community in New Orleans is being abandoned
During chaos.
by the president, by the government. In our private circles, we were saying George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Right.
But for him to get on a live broadcast and say that on that stage, it meant something.
Absolutely.
And it looked like he was a pillar and an ally to the cause and the black people in general. And now today, in hindsight, after seeing all the antics, after he's repeatedly showed us who he was, right?
Yeah.
Always just using our plight, black people's plight,
Yes.
when it was convenient for him. This latest instance kind of just puts it in perspective. Like, it's all performative. And it's all done with a selfish motive. And it's hard for me to believe anything that you ever said in the past, anything that you've ever done in the past. The great thing that I will give him credit for is that although he uses a bunch of songwriters and he doesn't write his own lyrics and he uses a lot of people for production and he creates these masterpieces, but he uses a lot of hands.
Right.
He does give them credit and he does pay them. So he doesn't have that dirt on his name as far as not paying the black people that help him. But it doesn't seem like it's genuine when he's trying to speak for our community.
Was it White Lives Matter when he was just going back and forth with Kim Kardashian about how he feels like black men are treated? Like, you get, again, it sounds performative, like you're getting that. Here's my question. I'm gonna bring this question up every time we talk about Kanye. Where is God?
You've been looking for God for a long time.
Where is God? And really, the reason why I say that is because it's a metaphor in how he treats us. Meaning, if you know how performative and how he weaponizes things, you really realize maybe a lot of this stuff is not coming from a genuine place.
Mm-hmm.
My head was spinning when Kanye was doing Sunday services and said he's not cursing no more. None of that. Like, it was spinning because I'm like, okay, cool. And then what happened?
Yeah, like what?
Maybe hit an episode and God go out the window. You start berating black women online. You curse, you speaking ill of the mother of your children. Where is God? If that don't tell y'all something about Kanye West, and I don't know what to tell you. You guys are not paying attention correctly because you don't pivot from God is love to all of this hate and all this division that you create, and then you disguise it behind fashion and art. And stop it, bro. This shit is disgusting. You want to be accepted from these people from LVMH and Balenciaga and this and that, when the whole time your people been respected you. So that's really what throws me off with you.
That last part hit, yeah.
And I guess one of the other things, like with this latest saga for Kanye, is, you know, he chose to align with Candace Owens, who we know how our community kind of feels about her.
Yeah.
And also to use that play on words, right, to kind of make it a race thing, right? Because the Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, all these things that matter, right? It hasn't really been at the forefront of any kind of news circuit, news outlet, right? I think it's just something that is low-hanging fruit. It's super low-hanging fruit.
Like touching, hitting buttons.
You know, and that's kind of what irks me about it, because I don't think anybody was necessarily saying white lives don't matter. You know, I don't think anybody was parading that. And I think the movement of Black Lives Matter is to speak to the oppression that we felt
separate
or in the entirety of the history of us,
now
right?
You divide us when you say White Lives Matter.
That's the exact argument that people use to tell the people who say all lives matter. Like, that's the exact argument. It's like, we're not saying no other lives matter besides Black lives, but this Black Lives Matter movement is a thing for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Separate.
I don't know what
I
don't know what.
And again, we could keep that short. We could keep it brief.
Yeah.
We can move on to some white lives and Russ. We ain't got to talk about
shit,
Kanye
I
no
want to
more.
talk about that. Yeah.
Like, we can move on to Russ.
Wait, what?
Nah, bro, because fuck this Kanye nigga, bro. Like, he's tripping. He's doing too much. And it's not fucking forever. It's just fuck him in this moment because he's saying fuck us. Like, we got to give people the same energy they give us. We have to. We just have to. And I'm still going to wear your sneakers because they're super comfortable. But knowing
they're
that
the best airport shoes.
They are.
You can just slip them on and off.
Everything. They're great.
Don't worry, he don't really own them shits either. You seen Adidas?
And that's why I said I'm going to wear them shits. That's exactly why. But back to some more white hope. Russ.
Oh my, that was a sick transition.
And that will not be this episode title. I'll make
Great White
sure of
Hope.
it.
Nah.
No.
Nah, that's my guy though.
But
I
no.
fuck with Russ too. Yo, I've been in his home. Like, he had an amazing house.
did go to his
Like,
home.
he was very fucking gracious in being a host, and he was a good guy, great guy.
Cause you went to his crib, that's your man, right?
I mean,
You see niggas, right? That's not how it works.
Not the name drop.
yeah, not really.
I've been to Russ's house.
It was dope. It was a good experience. But another great white hope to some.
Yeah.
He came out and he kind of piggybacked on what we were saying last week, and not saying that he listened to us and heard what we were saying, but it was in the same vein of what we were talking about when it came to playlisting, when it came to artists, when it came to the baby, flopping essentially from going from 120 plus thousand units in the first week to less than 30,000 on consecutive albums. I think that speaks volumes, right? And also, I think there's been an X factor in this whole conversation because in real time, Tory Lanez has defied the odds.
Nah, he definitely did.
Right? Tory Lanez.
This nigga's a magician.
He's been quote unquote blackballed, right? From his mouth. He said it. So this is not just speculation. No. He said, hey, I've been blackballed. I think we could also attest to it if you pay attention to like the streams and the playlisting and the placement. This is not his first album that he's dropped since the whole Meg Thee Stallion incident. Right. This is maybe his second or third. Yeah, so for sure. He's been dropping music. This is his fourth project since. So none of those projects prior to this latest one have been playlisted, have gotten any support from the DSPs. Right. If Dev was here, I think he would speak to just the magnitude of what that does, what that kind of support does for an artist. And so I think it was interesting that Russ came out and echoed what you said last week, Alex.
Right. And something I've been well documented as saying the last few years now, because, again, this Tory Lanez topic has been like a 2-year thing. And originally, when we first brought this up however many years ago, I was like, around the whole blackball conversation, right?
We're speaking on like canceling an artist.
We're talking about canceling artists, right? Russ basically reiterated what I've been saying. It's kind of hard to.
Do you guys want to read it first? Or
yeah,
do you
sure.
think?
Yo, you have it. Yeah, go Savon. Yeah, go crazy.
So, this is Russ. I just want to give my 2 cents on something in my industry. No artist is quote unquote blackballed. Unless they cut off your Wi-Fi, remove your social media accounts, and take your music off of all streaming platforms, you are not blackballed. If you are famous and can still tell your fans, hey, I'm putting out music, then you're not blackballed. Fans will listen to your music or they won't. It's that simple. Also, if you're a famous artist and you need playlist, and he wrote need in capital letters.
I love that he did.
If you're a famous artist and you need playlist, in order for people to listen to your music, how real are your fans? Why don't they support you regardless? We're giving too much credit and power to the DSPs and not enough power to us, the artists and fans. I know for me, as long as I can tell my fans, and when he says for me, he means himself, the Great White Hope. I know for me, as long as I can tell my fans I'm putting out music, I'm straight. I'm not entitled to any playlist, nor do I need, capital letters, for my fans to listen to me. That's why they're my fans.
Yo, Alex, you said this.
Yo.
You really said this like a year ago.
This has been my shit because as
Yeah.
an artist, you're selling yourself. All right? The music, if it's good, that's another conversation. If it's bad, that's another conversation. There are current rappers and artists that we know of right now who are not active in music, but they've either done such a good job or such a bad job with marketing themselves that they're receiving what they receive, right?
Mhm.
So with me, it's like when Russ said, if you're able to upload music, yeah, that's what a black ball means to me. Now, granted, I understand you guys are now on these playlists that y'all love so much that are highly accredited, and don't get me wrong, they do help.
They have, yeah.
One of my shout out to my boy Tef Just Lee. They just got onto the Apple Music New York playlist.
Ooh,
Shout out to
fire.
Just,
to
man.
them, man.
That's family right there.
Yo,
Word.
home team for
Shout
real.
out to Just.
Mhm.
And we love that for them because that song is probably now like a top song in that Apple discography.
What's the name of the song? Shout that out.
Alive/Suicide. Go stream.
Facts.
Damn.
You can
Go
go
run that
find
up.
that.
Sounds deep.
Run that up.
Right? And it was only on the playlist. I could be deaf today. It was only on the playlist for, I want to say 3 days, and it's already become their top song.
That's
amongst-
how, you know,
I'm not going to
much it
lie. That's
helps.
really
It
how
helps.
they get put on now. Tory's case is different, especially with these people that we call get different. Like the baby, he's different as well. They were already on. People had already liked them for who they were. So if you can keep your fan base intact, I do side on the side of Russ of saying like, yo, it don't matter, 6ix9ine. We barely talk about him. Whatever fan base he had when he was making music, even though people were blackballing him or people didn't like him or didn't know what he stand for, whoever supported him showed up for him.
Mhm.
And that's going to happen every single time. Maybe it won't be at the rate or the magnitude that you wanted at. But at the end of the day, you're not going to get everybody to like you. We are playing a likeness game. I think a lot of these times artists get confused with, yo, my music is so great or it's so bad. It doesn't really matter. Blueface, we don't bring up Blueface on this podcast.
Not really.
Blueface has been viral for the past however many months on social media. We haven't even heard a song. It's what they can see. So for me, it's like being blackballed is more like nobody talks about you. You can't upload anything. You can't do anything. You're just stuck with your music by yourself. If that's not the case, it's hard for me to say somebody was blackballed. I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though I do understand how you won't be featured on certain things that your counterparts are featured on. I understand that. But if you got a fan base showing up for you, I don't know.
Speaking of being featured, I thought this whole blackball conversation, for me, I first heard about it when the baby was saying he was blackballed from Apple Music or something like that. Like he said this, right? Like but then the same week that people were either agreeing or disagreeing and it was like a topic, that was so confusing to me that the baby was saying that because yes, I do understand that, you know, certain politics and things happening at labels and DSPs, yes, you can have somebody that does not like you there or some weird shit going on. That is possible. I'm not saying that's not possible, but in the same week that people were saying that the baby was blackballed, he was like the cover of Rap Caviar on Spotify. Like that does not sound like blackball to me. So if the album didn't do well, in my opinion, I thought it was more about the likeness and the music, not just being blackballed. In my opinion.
If that's a great point, Reggie. If an artist can drop a link to ticket sales right now, sell out or do really well, what the fuck is a blackball? And that's kind of what Russ is saying. Like, you guys are getting lost behind the technology of music now and not the raw fundamentals. Who are your fans?
Yeah, like is that all they're basing it off of?
It sounds like that's all they're basing it off of.
I was on the fence until you just said that last point. And it reminds me of like the independent artists, like a Tech N9ne, right?
Say it, sir.
Anybody who's not familiar, Tech N9ne is a well-known independent hip hop rap artist.
Independent.
Like to the T,
Capital
independent, right? Capital INDEPENT. Do you know what that means? Like, he's capital independent.
Capital I.
And his songs, I can't really remember being playlisted.
I never
can't
heard one.
really see like the marketing dollars behind him. But I think he's one of the biggest like touring acts in the world.
Yes.
Definitely in the States. He also had a song not too long ago, and this is the crazy thing to me, and this is kind of proves the point of Russ and you. He did a song with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Damn.
Oh wait, yeah, he did.
He legit has a song, like a current song, not something from 1999.
That Pride is about Pride.
Yes,
that's not that song. It is.
Yes, it's
Holy
about Pride.
shit.
He has a song with
That song is huge.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
Oh shit.
and he's an independent artist.
Yeah.
And I think it just proves the point that maybe it's the
likeness.
smoke and mirrors.
Yes.
Right?
It's
A lot of these
that's-
artists play that
It's
game.
all smoke and mirrors. I don't know if the label is selling them smoke and mirrors. I don't know if their social media.
Wow.
This is what I'm learning a lot too. Social media is really clouding these artists.
Facts.
Like more than they'll ever know. They'll do more. They'll care about the numerics on what a reel did as opposed to certain streams.
Yeah.
Or what you did on Vivo and this and that. And I'm like, all right, I know. These are catalysts to help us get the music out. But y'all forgetting about the raw fundamentals. You
Yeah.
put some ticket sales out. You gonna sell that out?
Absolutely.
You put a song out. Do people want to go support that?
It's also
It's a likeness.
and shout out to Andrew Schultz, another independent, get it out the mud, get it out the trenches comedian, right?
Right.
He had a lot of doors
Wow.
closed on him from a comedic standpoint. All the networks, they didn't want to touch him, they didn't want to fuck with him.
I didn't know that.
He did it himself.
Good for
Did
him.
it himself, independent.
I didn't know
And he's probably, if not the biggest, one of the biggest touring stand-up comedian. So I think it goes back to like what you said. Yo, if they drop a link and they have access to purchase your content and be a fan of you, you're not technically blackballed.
That's up to
niggas
you
ain't
to bring.
fucking with you.
Yeah.
Right?
That's up to you to bring the fans in.
Yeah,
like,
they not fucking with
Can
you.
you bring
And
the fans in?
Also, I think
Yeah.
it goes back to our conversation when Pierre was talking to the ladies on the pod about accountability. Now, I think that they were taking accountability, but I think as artists,
Me too.
yeah, we gonna be on the right side of history. Okay, I believe they took accountability, but I think artists sometimes lack that. And I think the baby and whoever is looking at him like he got blackballed, I think they're not taking into effect all the people that he offended, all the fans that he offended, his supporters that he offended.
Exactly.
And I don't want to just put it on one thing. I don't want to just put it on the Rolling Loud situation. It's also how you carry yourself, right? Like some of the speculated charges and things that he's gotten into. We don't really gotta like pull back the fucking curtain, but it was public. Like there was a running joke. Hey, 30 days on Twitter, the baby's not trending. That was the thing. 60 days on Twitter.
They made a whole
wait,
Twitter
they made
account
it-
for that.
Like it was every 30 days we were checking to see if the menace was going crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And these are not just my jokes, bro. Like this is a real thing. So
It's a good
I
point.
think we got to take some accountability. We got to be able to reflect.
Look at things in
understand.
totality.
Facts. And even we spoke about it on the pod a few months ago.
Yeah.
His situation with Danny Lay and that whole live. And again, the only reason why I even feel comfortable speaking about it is because when you decide to put something on an Instagram live, you invite us in. And
Right in the
now,
house.
right? Like you
Right in the
literally
house.
invite us into your home.
Yep.
And so something like that, think about all the women and even men that he may have turned off by that. Like there's a snowball effect
Yes.
that, as time passes, you're gonna, maybe you offended this community and then you offended another community, and now you're chipping away at your fan base and at your supporters. And also, outside of all the fucking antics, the music and the art has to be good.
You just took the words right out of my mouth.
That's what I was gonna say after he was done.
Maybe I ran out of slaps.
Yeah.
It'd be tough. It'd be hard, but that's okay. Just go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
You know what I like to tell artists all the time? At least the ones that reach out to me. Goes into the music that really connected to people that you released already. See why it connected. What do you think it was, right? Just try to get back into that essence of what you were doing, what mode you were in, to try to repeat that feeling. Maybe them slaps ain't slaps no more.
Yeah.
They all probably sound the same to you, but there's a lot of factors that go into this, man. It's a lot of factors.
Yeah, you got to give the SpongeBob flutes a rest.
Yo!
Like,
Did anybody listen to his new project, The Baby?
I did.
Baby on Baby.
Okay, how was it?
It was
Okay.
some SpongeBob on it. It was, I ain't gonna lie to you.
It was some bikini bottom.
It was some
Shit,
Sandy.
I don't want to talk about
It was
the
Mr.
production
Krabs.
because isn't it Jetson that was his main guy?
And
I fuck with Jetson. So.
And here's me defending Jetson as a producer now. Jetson has made amazing beats for mad other artists. And I'm not saying that he hasn't made amazing beats for the Baby. I think maybe, and I could be wrong, the Baby probably requests for a certain vibe.
For a certain sound, yeah.
We've heard Jetson is not a small time fry. He makes amazing music. So I don't know. It's switch it up.
Yeah, I don't think it's the fact that Apple Music doesn't fuck with you from his point of view. I don't think it's that. I think it's everything else.
I ain't heard of Suge.
that has played into this.
Right?
So
I ain't heard of
definitely.
Suge since Suge. I do what I want. Good.
That shit was
I ain't heard of Suge since from bro.
good times.
I'm waiting.
Good
Like
times.
it's not really us.
And to go further, and I don't want to just keep it on him,
No.
but I think in general, like sometimes when you create, when your environment isn't really in a good space,
Good
it
point.
could affect the art. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't know what he's going through, and I don't know what's happening in his personal life, but there was a time a few years ago where people in his life was passing away,
Yeah.
right? And
Traumatic
maybe,
events.
you know, and I remember, I honestly, like, I was a big proponent and a fan of his music when he first started that run.
Remember.
And one of the things that he was always say, like, yo, I didn't have a time to grieve.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes when you don't put some of your emotions in place, it's hard for you to really perform.
Like be your best.
Yeah, you
Very
can't
good
show up as your best self. So I don't know. Maybe that's at play too.
It's a great
I have no
point.
idea what's going on.
No, that's a beautiful point.
I just
because
know.
that's a point that a lot of artists won't look in the mirror, back to accountability, won't hold themselves accountable enough, right? Like, am I in a mode I should be in, or have I not addressed what's bothering me
Roddy Ricch.
every day that I wake up? Because if you're not addressing what's really bothering you, like you just said, it's gonna affect every other facet.
Do you know how many albums or how many units Tory
Not gonna
sold
lie.
in this first week?
I think it was kind of low what I seen. Let me double check.
I mean, he was number one.
He was number one.
And now the number ones
Yeah.
could change. Again, I don't know
Number
the
one on
numbers.
Apple?
yeah,
No, I think he was. Yeah,
he
number
was.
one on Apple.
He
Yeah,
definitely
for sure.
was. Let me see first week.
Okay, cool. While you look that up, I'm curious because too much music drops.
23K
23
for an independent act.
for an independent act that's
Yeah.
quote unquote blackballed.
Uh-huh.
And
Not
okay,
bad.
Not
all
bad.
right, I can understand.
Yeah.
I'm
Probably
not
didn't get that push or from,
yeah.
I don't know, but 23. And also, like, me and Devvon have been going back and forth for the past few weeks. The numbers are just naturally lower these days. You know, a lot of things have been stripped, these bundles, etc. So the streams look different.
So
You
when
know.
you see Ed Sheeran's numbers being that high, they're
That's
mad
me.
high. in
That's
real
all
life.
me.
That's all Savon.
Yeah, that's all me. I ain't gonna lie.
Just hire Savon to stream you.
I seen his tour the other day. I almost copped tickets on site.
I seen him
Nah,
do a drill record.
I haven't
for
seen the
Red
Bad
Bulls.
Bunny tour. Oh my God, bro.
Nah, you been seeing that? Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Word?
that shit look good.
In the house or at the stadium?
I just been seeing it
Oh,
out
word.
and about. You know, a lot of support,
Why
a
do you
lot of
guys
love.
sound mad sus right now?
Nah,
Like,
what
what-
do you mean?
is this an insider? Like, oh, you saw Bad Bunny, bro?
We just see it. Like,
Nah,
we
word.
just we see it. But yeah, I almost copped some Ed Sheeran's tickets the other day. North American tour going on sale this week. You heard?
Yeah.
Meet me there.
See, look, Bad
He ain't
Bunny.
got no
You
dates in New
should.
York.
You should.
No, I was going to. He has no dates in New York.
Why would he
Why
do
you don't
that?
got no dates? He
I don't
fuck with
know.
you. He don't fuck with you.
I think the
He's like,
it's
I
me.
don't want Savon to come
It's
to
me,
see
right?
me.
He doing songs with Papoose. but it's me.
Exactly. He did a drill
Oh
joint with
yeah, I
that.
saw that.
It's
Where they were
coming
shooting
out.
the video.
Nah, that's fire. That's
Yeah,
tough,
it's
man.
coming. It's on the way.
Shout out to
He was like,
Papoose.
and them niggas be shooting.
He didn't say niggas.
My fault. My fault.
See, he didn't do the see what you be doing. That's why niggas' album sales is dropping because of you.
I'm blackballing.
Yeah.
My fault.
Because these niggas be
and then had the drill slides under that shit. And I was with Pap.
Do the Afrobeat songs he's done. He's done like 3.
Nah, he done a few.
And he sounds good. Like I like them a lot.
Yeah.
That's sure, yeah. He's a universal. Like that's my guy. Shout out to Ed, bro. I'm gonna go to Pittsburgh and see you, dog.
Oh shit.
I think
Will
that's
you
the
really?
closest show.
Will you
I would
really?
go to. I would fly to Pittsburgh. I would go see a Steelers
That's
game.
light.
After the Steelers game, I'll go see the show.
I like that.
Nice little.
Yeah,
nice
make
like
make it
that.
a week. Make it like a whole experience.
Yeah.
Alex, would you come?
I wish I knew.
I wish I knew you wanted me.
I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Shout out to my son Steve Lacey.
But you
you
ain't.
do?
But you ain't answer my question.
What'd you say?
You would come
But to Pittsburgh?
to the show.
You guys are?
To Ed.
Wait, that response was so fast. Like Savon didn't even finish the question, and Alex looked him dead in the face, like I wish I knew. Like,
That's how you know a bullshitter.
I
Just in his
did. Yo,
blood.
Alex is so quick. I asked him off camera, like, if you could ask Mario any question in the world, what would you ask him? Thinking, like, in the interview bag type of realm, he was like, I would ask him, how do I breathe? That was funny. That was really funny.
Yo,
like, that was
man,
really good.
I'm just, God be trying
Your
to tell me.
comedic timing is really good.
I'm here with y'all. I'm here with y'all.
It's the book of A.
It's the book of A.
What would you ask Giveon?
What I asked Giveon? Damn, I'm not gonna lie. I just started.
You just start humming.
Yeah.
Yeah, come to Pittsburgh with me, man. We go support Ed Sheeran.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
that's all we
yeah,
doing in
Aw,
Pittsburgh?
that's
Nah, that's
cute.
facts. That's my guy. I'll go to a concert that you want to go to. Whoever you want to support, all the trap niggas, I'll pull up.
We
can
you'll be
balance
so
each other
disappointed.
out.
We're
Sounds
gonna be
like
front row
hate.
at party next door.
Nah, we can do that, bro.
You sure?
Yeah,
All right, bro.
I would. Yo,
All right, bro.
oh, let me expose this fake ass nigga.
No,
Yeah,
what
Reggie,
did I
let me
do
talk to you. Let me
now?
talk to you.
Do
Let
it.
me move.
Do
Yo,
Do it.
What did I do
so I know,
now?
certain days Alex works, so he's busy. So I'm very mindful of like not bothering him on these certain days.
Busy man.
But I had to bother him on that particular day. So I'm like,
Okay.
yo, hit me, right? And with Alex, you got to be straight to the point. You can't be like, hey man,
No small talk.
No
you
small
got to
talk.
get call
right
me.
to it.
Like,
And I'm
call
That's
me.
true.
nigga.
I know when I text, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, what's
Yeah,
up?"
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm not.
yeah,
I've never
yeah.
done that. Yeah.
Right.
Get straight to the point. So I'm like, yo, call me when you get a chance. Boom. He calls me on the night that he's normally busy.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, bro, yo, what's going on? Let's chop it up. Da da da. We got the pod soon.
Look.
He's like, yeah. I'm on my way to a show.
Don't do that. You got
I'm
the same
like,
flyer. Don't
Yo, bro, why you ain't tell me about the show?
because I didn't know I was going. I thought I was gonna be at work.
You just thought you was gonna be at work.
Exactly.
You just thought you was gonna be. But why you ain't invite me to the
I'm
show?
on
I
Alex's
wanted to
side
go.
with this.
No funny
That's
shit.
cat.
No,
Reggie.
yo,
What?
Yo, Devvon Terrell, I
Do I-
need
Hold
you.
on. Hold
they're
on.
beating,
So,
they're ganging
okay.
up on
I thought I
me.
was gonna go to
Savon,
work.
does he have to invite you to every single
You know
thing
why
he does?
Because it's his man's show. It's his man's. I'm
I'm about
his
to
man's
crack his
man's
muffin. I
through
got
him.
you. You know, yo, Reggie, you
You gotta-
ready? My
what, his
man,
what?
Reggie, I'm about to crack his muffin.
The what? My
I'm about to crack your muffin. Pause. My fault. Yeah, pause on the plate. Chill. Y'all know I love y'all. All right, look.
Yes.
So, let me get to Savon now. My man, he referencing Reggie. My
Shout out to
man
your
put
man.
Savon his close friends.
How you know that?
Come on, it's me.
Oh,
you could have pulled up
Nah,
Savon.
I should.
so
if you really want to support.
If my homie got you in the close
That's why I
friends.
said I'm kind of feeling
Now we
Alex on
gotta
this
play
one.
his song now.
Yo,
send me the
now
link
we
to
gotta
this-
play the fucking-
Yeah, now
No,
we
he's
gotta
trying to
show love.
distract us.
Nah.
He right though. He
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
He threw me in a close friend. Shout
Yeah,
out to my
man,
guy.
come on.
Shout out to
We
Jess,
all in the
bro.
same
Shout out.
group chat.
Savon
that's
just
my
wanted
man.
a personal
You know what I'm saying?
invite.
Nah,
You
you know
want
what
a
it
personal
was?
invite?
I ain't just
That's
want to
also
go
a thing.
alone.
That's
I ain't
also a
want to go alone.
Oh, you wanna go? Oh, but Savon, watch this,
Oh.
Reggie. Now he's about to walk
Yo,
right
stop
into my.
doing this. Stop
Savon,
doing this. Stop.
why
I
do you
quit. I
think
quit.
you would have went alone?
Because you said you was busy and you was working.
Okay, so then,
All right, you got me. You got me.
I
this
love
time.
y'all, man. This is
Yeah. So we gonna go to Ed Sheeran, then we go fly out to Just Shit.
All right,
Same
bet.
day.
That's
Sounds
Same
like
day,
a
back to
great
back.
bro weekend.
Yeah, man. Just full of bros, right?
I'm not mad at that, yo. I'm not mad at that at
Y'all
all.
be scared of women. Look,
I do want to go on
Look,
trips to
it's
like
only
low
a-
key cities.
wait, Reggie, where you want to go?
You said I'm
To like
scared of
low key
what?
cities. Wait, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Wait,
Nah,
what'd you say?
you know when men go on trips, it's just always old bros on trips. Cause we don't like the-
Bible study and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Yeah, nah, for real. Leviticus 4:12. Don't know
Psalms,
what it say.
Psalms 3:16.
Don't know what it say, but
John
I'm
4:38.
say it though. Jesus
Yeah.
wept.
Nah, that's the other one.
What's wrong? Jesus did not cry.
Nah,
You can't
he did
just
though.
you can't just
But
say
nah,
that. You
but he
gotta
did
say
though.
say the word.
Philippians 4:13.
How
I
He
can do
just
all
saying
things
mad
through Christ.
verses.
See, you church people. Come on, nigga. You need to break that down. We not.
I can do all things through Christ.
I ain't mad.
Oh,
See, that's a ball.
That's a
That's a
ball.
ball.
Right there.
All
All
things
right.
too. I ain't mad at
taking
that.
What's yours one? What's the Leviticus one?
Huh? I don't know.
You said Leviticus what?
I don't know.
Oh,
412. You know that?
nah. Do you
Oh,
know?
I-
Alex, yo, don't pay him no mind.
Pay me
Yo,
mine.
Need to Know family is
Pay
what
me
they need to
mine.
know
Pay me
when you
mine.
need to know. Again, make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe. Devvon Terrell, we miss you.
Yes.
All right.
we do.
Yeah, that's all I got, bro. Like, I don't know where yeah.
He was like, all right, yeah.
I
Yeah.
wish I knew. You wanted me.
I wish I knew.
I wish I knew. I
Theo, do you know the song?
Y'all sound like Paramore.
I know.
Like y'all.
That's why I love it.
Are y'all singing Haley Williams right now?
No, we
Like-
singing Steve Lacy,
Nah,
Bad Habit.
bro, nah.
Play it right
bro.
now. Steve Lacy, Bad Habit.
I
singing
bite
it?
my
Yes.
tongue, it's a bad habit.
What he say? He said he bite his nails like a bad habit. What
He
say?
bites his tongue.
Oh, he said he bite his tongue like a bad habit, right? Listen, my man Steve Lacy, if you do not know, if you're not aware, he was the. Oh, you playing it? There you go.
Nah, keep going. Nah,
my fault. I was about to get
Just
excited.
intro it like a
He's-
radio host.
Oh, like a radio host. This is Steve Lacy. If you don't know him, you might know him from the internet. Lead guitarist. He's got a new song out. You check it
Oh,
out.
I thought you were playing Steve Lacy.
This is what y'all sound like in my ear.
This song. He puts his earphones
Like
on
an
right-
hourglass.
This is gonna be mad funny because they don't have the song. So
That shit goes
I
crazy.
wish I knew.
Yo, play that shit right now, though.
But this how it sounds.
But play it right now.
What, Steve Lacy?
Yeah, Steve Lacy.
But I wish I.
I wish I knew. Yeah, that you follow me.
It's what you need to know when you need to know on the Need to Know podcast. I don't know what he wish he knew.
I
Make sure-
wish I knew.
I can't do this.
No.
It's what
great.
you need to know when you need to know
great.
on the Need to Know podcast. God willing, we will be back again next week. We
I know he's on
appreciate
tour,
y'all.
you're right.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back next week, y'all. Peace out.
Gang.